Half a tablespoon of olive oil a day. That is the dose that cut the risk of dying from dementia by 28% in 92,000 adults. Harvard followed them for 28 years. The trial landed in the JAMA family of journals in 2024. So why has nobody told you? And why might the bottle of olive oil sitting in your kitchen right now be doing almost nothing for your brain? The study came out of the Harvard School of Public Health. The lead author was Anne-Julie Tessier. The cohort was huge. They pulled from the Nurses' Health Study and the Health Professionals Follow-Up Study, two of the longest-running prospective trials in medicine. 92,383 adults. They tracked food intake every 4 years for nearly 3 decades. They watched 4,751 of those people die from dementia-related causes. Here is what they found. People who consumed at least 7 grams of olive oil a day, about half a tablespoon, their risk of dying from dementia was 28% lower than people who almost never used it. The hazard ratio was 0.72. The effect held after the researchers adjusted for overall diet quality. It held after they adjusted for Mediterranean diet adherence. The olive oil itself was carrying the signal. A second result hit even harder. The researchers asked, what happens if a person swaps? Take 5 grams of margarine or mayonnaise out of your daily diet, replace it with the same amount of olive oil. The risk of dying from dementia dropped another 8 to 14%. One swap, the same calories, the same amount of fat, a different molecule. So what is the molecule? The likely answer comes from a single compound that gives fresh extra virgin olive oil its peppery throat sting. It's called Oleocanthal. In 2005, a team at the Monell Chemical Senses Center published a paper in Nature. Their finding was strange. Oleocanthal inhibits the same 2 enzymes that ibuprofen inhibits, COX-1 and COX-2. The same anti-inflammatory pathway, the same pharmacology hidden inside the cold-pressed juice of an olive. Oleocanthal can cross the blood-brain barrier. Once it's there, it dampens the chronic inflammation that drives amyloid plaque accumulation, the same plaques that define Alzheimer's disease. The molecule does not work like a drug. It works like a daily microdose of low-grade ibuprofen for your brain, from a food, with no liver toxicity ceiling. This is the part of the story most people stop at. They read the headline, they buy a bottle of olive oil, they feel responsible, and they get almost nothing.
Because here is what happened when researchers actually tested the olive oil sitting on American store shelves. In 2010, the UC Davis Olive Center pulled the top-selling imported brands of extra virgin olive oil in the United States. They sent the bottles to a certified sensory panel and to a chemistry lab. 69% of the imported brands, labeled extra virgin, failed to meet the International Olive Council standards for extra virgin olive oil. 69%. Not because they were poisonous, because they were rancid, oxidized, made from damaged or overripe olives. Then bottled, then sat on a shelf under fluorescent supermarket light for over a year. Only 10% of California-produced oils in the same study failed. The variable that mattered was not country, not price, it was freshness. Polyphenols in olive oil are fragile. Light kills them, heat kills them, time kills them. A bottle of real extra virgin olive oil that has been sitting in clear glass on a sunny shelf for 14 months is closer to a vegetable oil than to medicine. The dose in the Harvard study assumed the oil was bioactive. Most people are drizzling a placebo. So if you want the version that worked in the study, here is the protocol that real olive oil people follow. Look for a harvest date on the label. Not a best by date, a harvest date. It should be within the last 12 months. Ideally within 6. If there is no harvest date, walk away. The bottle has to be in dark glass, brown or green, never clear. Clear glass kills the polyphenols on the shelf. Look for a single country of origin. A blend of olive oils from 4 different countries means the oldest oil in that blend is setting the floor for the entire bottle. Look for a certification mark on the label. the California Olive Oil Council seal, the European Protected Designation of Origin seal, the North American Olive Oil Association seal of certification. These are not marketing, they are sensory and chemistry audited. Once you have the right bottle, refrigerate it after opening. Use it raw, a drizzle on salad, a spoon over yogurt, a pour on fish or vegetables after cooking. Do not heat it past medium heat. High heat destroys the molecule you are paying for. And use about half a tablespoon a day. That is all the Harvard data needed for the 28% effect size. The ceiling for benefit is closer to the size of your palm than the size of your bottle. The cheap industrial oil at the bottom shelf of the supermarket is real fat. It is calories. It is fine for browning a pan of onions. It is not the same molecule the Harvard study followed for 28 years. The science is real. The dose is small. The protocol is simple. The thing you have been buying may not be doing the work. If you want another peer-reviewed protocol that costs about 50 cents a day and works on a completely different system, check out our video on the plant compound that drops blood sugar like Ozempic. The link is in the description. Reminder, this is research, not medical advice. Talk to your doctor before changing anything.